Come and sing with me, round the heart that I wear on my sleeve.
To break a habit that's hard to beat. Whoa, she's learning on the hard way. Yeah, she never tell. I'm gonna be there in the middle of.
Hello.
Good
Hello.
afternoon.
Hello.
Hello. What are you two whispering about?
The technicalities of doing a watch party on one's phone.
I
I
can't.
was just trying to do it. I just couldn't get it worked out.
Pressing everything. It doesn't want to do it.
I think when you got your when you are the editor of a page, it becomes really complicated because it's like, am I watching it as the page and my page or your page? Or I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah. We'll fathom it out eventually, I expect.
yeah, we all had a good week.
Not too bad. Yeah. On the sunny days, I'm all right on the sunny days. It's just like days like this that I struggle. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do now?
Yeah. Really dull.
We've had that kind of morning, haven't we?
Yeah.
Have you? Just sort
Watched some absolute tripe on television.
of Sunday morning.
Yeah,
Of
quite.
course, it's tripe on the telly.
How about you, Donna? How are you doing?
All right, getting there. Yeah, it's been a fairly
Slowly.
slow week, but I've been moving around a little bit, which is good. My back's getting there. So for anybody that's watching, I've a terrible back. It's not good. So,
Are you sitting on your bed so you can lay
sitting
down in
on the
between
bed.
if necessary?
It could happen.
You just recline and just, just relax. We'll be fine.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'm foregoing the whiskey, the pain.
The whiskey.
Both at the same time is not a good plan.
No, that could send you doolally.
Yeah,
Didn't quite catch you then.
Normal.
Oh, we've moved. We haven't quite got as far as the bedroom yet, but we've moved from the living room into the studio for the weekend because we had off of the sofa because we had 3 streams to do this weekend, and we just couldn't be bothered to keep unpacking it and packing it up.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
easier
yeah.
to leave it up.
May I say your show I watched on, was it Friday now? I can't remember.
the Nashville show.
That was fantastic. That was. That's
thank
brilliant.
you.
Thank
Really
you.
good, yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
We made one technical error, and that was we didn't have a clock, and we were supposed to go on for an hour, and we went on for an hour and 25 minutes.
Like a full
How about you,
night.
producer?
but a whole bunch of people stuck with us, so thank you ever so
did.
much for everybody. that
That's why I
watched in.
said thanks for a great night when it was the hour, because I thought you were finishing it. I still stuck with you because it's brilliant. But
So yeah, next time, note to self,
Yes,
get a clock.
in front of us.
All righty. So Sarah, you came up with a bit of, I think it was your idea, or was it Donna's idea?
yeah, I kind of thought
Sarah's.
that maybe we just need to, for reasons, just need to hone it in a bit. Maybe give us a bit more of a challenge, really, to just keep it a bit more with a bit more flow, perhaps, to the show, a little bit more of a context, and just I don't know, just thought it might be a nice idea for a change, and maybe somebody else could think of something next week. Think
Yep.
of a
Yeah,
a theme.
think of that.
Yeah.
So do you want to kick us off then this week, Sarah?
I think I did last week, didn't I?
Oh, did you? Oh, must be Donna's turn in that
Or
case.
is it my turn?
Yeah, and then
Ooh,
we'll go
You're
clockwise.
just
We'll go
trying
after
to get out
that.
of it. That's what you're
Yeah, you just don't want to go.
pressure. Are we kicking off with a cover or original?
I think you should choose since it's your
Yes.
Yeah.
stuff.
over to
Oh,
you.
come on, that's just too much to think about.
Too much pressure.
Okay, let's do cover. So the theme was places, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is
I
that
thought
right?
pick something quite sort of broad, so it didn't.
Well, it
restrict
is
us.
quite broad because my idea of places is getting in a taxi and going to places.
Ah,
see what you've
nice
done
little link there.
Okay, so I believe the Counting Crows did this, and it was originally done by Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
Big Yellow Taxi. Here we go. Ooh, let me turn my reverb on. Paint paradise, put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, boutique, swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go, but you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Paint paradise, put up a parking lot.
Farmer, farmer, put away your DDT now. Leave me spots and my apples, believe in the birds and the bees. Don't it always seem to go? Don't know what you got till it's gone. In paradise, the parking lot. We took all the trees and put them in a tree museum. And they charge all the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't it always seem to go? But you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Paint paradise, the parking lot. Well, late one night, I saw the screen door slam down, and a big yellow taxi towed away my old man. Don't it always seem to go? But you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Paint paradise, the parking lot. One more time. I said, don't it always seem to go? But you don't know what you got till it's gone. Paint paradise, the parking lot.
Yay!
Woo!
I love that song.
Will you
That is
do
awesome.
whopping at the in
I know, I
her-
wanted to. Yeah.
I was in my head, but I kind of you get so used to kind of sitting there and thinking I mustn't make a noise,
Yes.
Yeah.
even though I'm on mute.
We're good at self kind of control now, aren't we? Like with
We are. We're getting better. Getting better. All right. Well,
I
if
do
you
that
like, sorry.
I was just going to say about that song. When everyone requests a Joni Mitchell, it's just like that's the only Joni Mitchell one I do, because all of our other stuff's just a bit challenging to kind of learn because it's just very complicated. So I tend to always go to that one if somebody
Good
says
song.
Joni
Yeah.
Mitchell.
It's one
Okay.
everybody knows, and
It's everyone's
Yeah.
favourite, isn't it, that one?
Well, also, if you're playing out, I think that's when a lot of Joni's music is it does not take you to a happy place,
no.
No,
and I
correct.
think that that does, although
I
it's
like
pretty
that
dark.
Chelsea
it's
Morning
not
and
a
stuff
happy
like that. But,
Mm.
but yeah, I went through a Joni phase, like a 6-month Joni phase. I loved all her stuff, and I don't listen to it now. It's kind of one of those things that's just gone by.
She's one of those people that if you're flicking through like your iTunes library looking for something to have on in the background, and you just come across and think, oh, I haven't listened to that in ages, and you'll pop
Yeah.
on. But if you would just think, oh, I must hear something in the right now, then it's not, it doesn't immediately come to mind.
It's mood music, isn't it?
Mood music,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. All right, well, we'll go around in clockwise. That seems to be the way of these things now. So
Oh,
we'll,
Yeah.
okay, that means that's us.
yeah, you'll have to put your things off. So, on the theme of places, we had a bit of a debate about that one, about the cover to do, but then all of a sudden the penny dropped. And this is the obvious choice, really. I think.
I think so. For us,
Yeah.
anyway.
You want to tell the story how we came to play this one?
Oh, well, you tell it better than me because, you just do.
Oh, nonsense. Well, I just waffle. That's the thing.
It ties in with our original later, but we'll,
Yeah, it does. So, obviously, like most British country people, I think we have maximum respect for the Shires and what they've done for the scene and spreading the word internationally for UK country music. And this was a song of theirs that came out right at the beginning. I forget which album it's on, but it's one of the
On
first.
Brave.
Yeah, it's on the first album. And they figured that most American written country songs are about tractors and John Deere's and whiskey and front porches and all that typical stuff. I'm very proud to be American, and so they're quite right too. But there weren't any about being proud to be British, or more specifically English. So they figured they would actually write something about being proud to be English. So this is called Made in England.
You can bet it's gonna rain as I'm stepping off the plane. If I've had the sun, sea, and the sand, wherever I've been, when I see those gray skies
so beautiful. It's good enough for me. Only want a beer if it's poured in a pint. Only want to drink it if we're drinking all night. I've seen them sipping their wine in Paris and Italy, but it's the country pubs that I love. It's good enough for me. 'Cause I'm made in England and I'm proud to be from this little island. It's more than home to me. Yes, I'm made in England, where I'd rather be. Rainy days and milk in my tea. It's good enough for me. Taste of vinegar and salt to my lips. Oh yeah.
It's nothing like a Friday night, fish and chips, sitting out there in our coats on a cold pebble beach. Look at those gray skies, so beautiful. It's good enough for me. 'Cause I'm made in England and I'm proud to be from this little island. It's more than home to me. Yes, I'm made in England, where I'd rather be. Rainy days and milk on my tea. It's good enough for me. It's good enough for me.
Superb.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, I love the Shires. And do you know what? Sometimes when people sing a song, it makes you hear it properly, and you just made me hear those lyrics properly. Then
oh.
I didn't really think I've even heard them before. I listen, but I sometimes don't hear them.
No, it's
And yeah, really sort of sunk in then when you sang it. So that's beautiful.
Chrissy was, I think, with you watching an interview with Chrissy from the Shires talking about that song, and they said you were determined to get the phrase "fish and chips" in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest thing to run into a rhyming sentence.
It's not, is it? Chips isn't a word that you really think.
Salt and vinegar on a Friday.
Hello,
night.
Linda Conway. Thank you so
Linda.
much.
Hi, Linda.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Sophie.
Hi.
I can't comment back. I don't know why, but there's always some problem with my thing going on.
Yeah, I can't work it today. I don't know.
I updated my Mac today. My Mac is about 10 years old,
Right.
and I've never updated it. And we started updating it last night, and it took about 2 hours. And today it took another 2 hours.
Oh.
So I'm not sure. It feels a bit slower. I'm not sure what's going on with it. But anyway, yeah, I just kind of thought it doesn't need updating. It's still working.
It's best to just leave things alone.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah. Time for my cover. I love singing and writing about places. Actually, that's kind of a sneaky thing that I did there. My suggestions, because I tend to just subconsciously write about a lot of places, and but I seem to sort of sing less covers in that vein. But this is a song that I've been singing for years, but it's one of those songs that always stays in my set. You've got those kind of standard songs that you always do, and this is kind of a mishmash version between the kind of two main versions that you will know. It's called Fields of Gold. You remember me as the west wind moves among the fields of barley. You forget the sun in his jealous sky as we lie in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while among the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down. We walk in fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? We'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we lie in fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? We'll forget the sun in its jealous sky as we lie in fields of gold. We never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I've broken, and I swear in the day still left we lie in fields of gold, where we walk in fields of gold. See the west wind moves as I love her so among the fields of barley. Feel her body rise when you kiss her mouth among the fields of gold. We never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I've broken, and I swear in the day still lives we walk in fields of gold, where we lie in fields of gold.
Wow, beautiful.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you. I have to have the lyrics because it's one of those songs that I've sung over the years, and it's morphing into different lyrics as the years go on. So- and it's okay live; you can kind of just get away with it. But you know, when you're putting it out there, I think it has to be the right lyrics. It does help.
I think I prefer that version to the well, certainly to the Sting version.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone said it.
You're not a fan of Sting by your
Well,
face there.
I'm conflicted because I absolutely adored the Police, and Andy Summers is one of my all-time guitar heroes.
Yeah,
And he was watching a documentary about him way many years ago. Kind of started me on the journey of understanding how effects work, because he was one of the really early people to get into guitar effects, and he had this very complicated system of doing it, but it was back then, but yeah, it was really interesting. And I always thought as a trio they made the noise of about 20 people in a good way.
Incredible, isn't it?
You know, but I think, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Sting solo work, but as that unit, just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Did you see them more recently when they kind of? Well, I went to see them, and they didn't speak once the whole show. It was like
Wow.
such an atmosphere, because I think they
Yeah.
just reformed to do some gigs, and it was a real atmosphere on stage. It just shows how the years make people kind of bitter or not get on in whatever way.
Yeah, the closest thing I saw Fleetwood Mac a few years ago, and at a fairly small venue, actually. It was a private party thing I got invited to quite out of nowhere, and it was Christine McVie was not there, but it was the rest of the band, and yeah, there's some stories there. You could, I know we know a lot of them, but I'm convinced there's a lot more that we don't know about.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe it's better that we don't know.
I would say yes.
Keep the mystery.
Yeah. I got to see them a few years ago as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I took my dad.
Wow.
Got him a Christmas present ticket back in the day when we could go to gigs. You know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
remember that time?
Yeah. They were good days, you know. It was incredible. It was one of those things that it was a big influence from my dad's kind of, you know, his music library And to get to go and see them with my dad was magical. And they started the set with Chains, and I thought, this is the best night of my life.
Is that your top gig then? Your best gig?
It's one of them. Yeah, definitely one of them. It's it was on the bucket list that I never thought I would get to see them. And Christine McVie was there as well, so it was all of them.
The dream team.
Yeah. And I know Neil Finn is the lead vocalist now.
That's right.
Left.
Yeah.
And I love Neil Finn. He's just not Lindsay Buckingham.
It's in his own world though. I think he's just one of those musicians that's so far ahead, you know, than most of the people you see, and a lot of his solo stuff I think is actually better than the Crowded House stuff as well. There's a great set of videos called Sessions at West 54th, which do go back quite a way. They're actually in the old non-widescreen TV format. They're that old.
VHS.
Yeah, I think it was like early DVD at best. And there's a Keb Mo session. There's Annie DiFranco and Neil Finn. Ben Folds 5 did one as well. But the Neil Finn session is just astounding, just absolutely wonderful.
Really.
More for us to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna YouTube that as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually,
that
McBride
Opry
thing this
thing.
morning,
Sorry.
it was brilliant. I just thought, I'm not going to tear up. I'm not going to tear
I know.
up.
I thought that. I thought, no, I'm not going to.
It's impossible
I've
not
got to post it now.
You were just sitting there going, it's the back medicines, honestly.
I thought, oh, I must be really like really sort of unfeeling not to be crying at this. And then as soon as she was on stage and she couldn't sing, that's when I started welling up.
Yeah.
I think as an artist, you can imagine what that might be like.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And we were at the Opry. We did the Opry tour last visit to
we
Nashville.
stood on the stage, didn't we? They invited us to stand in the circle.
We're both like, no.
You couldn't do it, not until you were playing there.
Exactly. No. Yeah. So
if one day,
do it properly or don't do it at all.
If one day we earn it, then we'll do it. But yeah.
They looked as if we were mad. Like, why not? No, sorry.
Or the kids in the group like diving in there like it's a trampoline, you know. Oh dear.
So songs, original songs. Now we're talking about songwriting, which is a good segue actually.
It is
from Opry songwriting to our original songs. I've chosen, and it probably fits quite well with what you guys have done. It's quite mellow. And it's a song I wrote a few years ago, released it, I think it was last year on a little acoustic EP. And the mindset of it was really getting into sort of the children's heads, my nieces and nephews, when they were younger. I was always busy asking me to play with them and things like that. And it was, in a minute. So this song is called Just Words. Tell me excuses and I'll give you time. Don't wait for me, 'cause I'm hanging around. Promises broken, so make them again. I'll just be a minute, but don't make that 10, and it's all just words. Words that we hear every day. So please don't make things worse. You know in your heart I just cannot stay. So forgive me today. Try to relive it, forget it again. It's all just an instant, never to blame. Life can be cruel, but it's wonderful now. So change all the colors, can you live it down? And it's all just words. Words that we hear every day. So please don't make things worse. When you
know in your heart I just cannot stay. Ask me a question a million times, make room for answers, then give me a smile. Anything goes if you stay for a while this time. And it is all just words we hear every day. So please don't make things worse. You know in your heart I can't stay. And it is all just words we hear every day. So please don't make things worse. You know in your heart I just cannot stay. So forgive me today.
Love that.
That was really lovely, beautiful.
I love that chorus particularly. That just
Yeah.
lifts so beautifully, and it just turns the whole mood of the song in a couple of beats. It's just wonderful.
Thank you very much. Glad you liked it.
I love that little bit. That's lovely. That
melody.
little riff.
That actually reminded me of that. One of the reasons that I particularly got into songwriting and country music, again, my father used to play it quite a bit, but when I was playing in a blues band, and we got invited to play Cambridge Folk Festival a few years ago, which we actually got to do again just this last year, which is just a wonderful festival. And I happened to be backstage, main stage, as Nancy Griffiths went on, and I'd never heard of her. And she got up there, and she's this tiny little thing with this huge, great, I think she had a J200 or something, massive, great big acoustic guitar. And she does a song called "Love at the Five and Dime," which is just about this young, teenage lovers that worked, and it's all about she calls it the five and dime, but she tells this brilliant story as she starts to play it live, just speaking a story of how she wrote it. And there's this every so often, there's a couple of bars, there's this, and you keep hearing this, and then she explains that that's the noise of the elevator as it reaches the right floor. But yeah, if you haven't heard that song, it's one of those lyrically that she is, I think, perhaps the best storyteller in songwriting that I
Really, I don't know any of her stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not massively familiar with. I mean, I've listened to her a great deal, but it's one of those things that it's sort of been in the background, and I appreciate it. I did get to see her live, probably about 15 years ago. I went on a music cruise. It was Kayamo music cruise. Lyle Lovett, Sean Colvin, Nancy Griffith, Brandy Carlisle. There was like a whole host of people. So I did get to see some of the shows, but unfortunately, I got the worst case of the flu on the second day. It was horrendous. But got to see some of the music, so that was good.
Yeah.
Dragged yourself out of your cabin.
I was really bored.
Well, if you haven't got into Nancy Griffiths, and there's a couple of songs you want to go see, definitely Love at the Five and Dime is definitely one of them. There's one she did later called Late Night Grand Hotel that was recorded by Barbara Streisand, I'm going to say. But I think her version, her version is just something else. And there's another one called Trouble in These Fields, which I think is about the best country song I've ever heard of.
Really?
It's just, it just tells the classic story of really, being a farmer out in the South America and really struggling and everything you have to sort of get by with, all that kind of stuff. It's just very good classic country music, I think.
Let's link later.
Yeah.
I think what we need to do is do a Songs and Stories collective playlist.
Oh, now you're talking.
What we're talking about, so that we can all listen
to
to it. And obviously, we've got some viewers as well. We've got Andrew Cole is here, Terry Clark as well. So
yeah,
maybe we should do that.
I was going to
That's a
say,
really good idea.
I think Andrew he put up your song there from Donna, your acoustic sessions.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Andrew.
Volume 2.
Oh,
So that'd be
thank you. Yeah, it
be
was
good to
volume
hear
2.
that, definitely.
And obviously Andrew's aware of the Cambridge Folk Festival as well, by the sounds of it, because he's.
I'm leaving now.
Yeah, they treated us beautifully last
was fab.
we were there. Yeah.
Well, we got to share
You can
artist
name drop
transport
now.
with Maddie Pryor.
Yeah.
I was made up.
Yeah, just sitting casually on our transit in from the artist car
I'm
park.
trying to hiss the joke, and there's Maddie Pryor sitting behind.
Yeah. She comes on with 8 rucksacks and 4 violins and all
very
sorts of things.
casual.
A big bundle onto the transit. It's quite funny. Oh dear, oh dear.
I'm not ignoring the comments. I just can't seem to answer back. So thanks to everyone for commenting. It's lovely to see that you're out there. And Terry, I see. Terry from Burnham. Well, it's not from Burnham, but he comes to watch my gigs in Burnham on Sea.
Oh, lovely.
And who else asked something there? Oh, Eve Sellers covers. No, I've not started on Eve Sellers covers yet. I think her voice is so big that I don't think I'd ever be able to do her songs justice, but maybe I'll have a little go sometime. But yeah, Eve Sellers is amazing.
One for the
yeah.
playlist.
Yeah, put it on
Right,
the
yes.
playlist, yeah.
We have to start
Perhaps
an offline kind of little note of all of these and get a playlist up.
Yeah, that'd be good. That's a really good idea.
All right, so I bet we should play another song.
Yes.
You should introduce this one, I think.
Yeah. Well, we were going with our theme of places, and then we got a bit stuck. And then we realized there was an obvious one of ours that we'd written that was about places. But it's a song we shy away from performing quite a lot, and I don't really know why we did. It was back in 2017. We saw the competition that British Airways were launching their new direct flight from London to Nashville. And they teamed up with the city of Nashville to launch a songwriting competition to have a song to launch the flight. And so we wrote it just to make ourselves write something, really, because we've been a bit lazy. So we knocked up, just did a quick acoustic, it's like 2 verses and a chorus, and sent it off and forgot about it, didn't we? And then I'll cut the very long story short, but we won the competition.
Oh,
Wow, excellent.
So it was June, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah, June CMA Fest. Yeah.
The June 2018, they flew us over there, and we had a whole week over there recorded made in
What,
England.
free?
Yeah.
You won that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Then we found all these other friends who'd all entered it, and they were all really embarrassed. Going, we're really sorry.
One of the sort of actually it's come out fairly recently. We played at the Bedford in Balham for Live in the Living Room. I'm going to say
May time. I can't remember now.
Yeah, last year, and on the round after us, Remember Monday were part of the round, and we were still sat down in the front just having a whiskey before we headed home, and they started telling this story of how they wrote something for that competition, and the girl out of the 3 of them that was supposed to send it in forgot. And so they tell this whole story about this song that they released, and we sort of said, yeah, we won that.
Embarrassing.
And then Danny McMahon was sat next to them, and he goes, "Did you? I entered that. I didn't get anywhere."
It's getting redder and redder.
So it's become a bit of a thing. That,
Anyway,
moving swiftly on.
The remit for writing the
business
song for the
cards.
competitions that it had to be about Nashville and London and travel. So the song is based around
that's
based
really
around
good
a
to
holiday
hear this.
romance in London, and then
Yeah.
they'll end up making their home in Nashville, basically. So it was a little bit cheesy, isn't it?
Well,
Because
I
we had
think
to
it's
fit with the theme.
yeah. You had to write something out of yourself. We mostly write about our own life and things that we see, but this was a totally made up story. So
Yeah.
I suppose that's why we shy away from playing it most of the time. But
It
since
pushes you, though, doesn't
yeah,
it, when you
but
do
it's-
something
yeah.
like that? It
Yeah.
makes you do.
And it is about places. So
Yeah.
this one.
This is called Wings of Red, White, and Blue. Walking through Soho, and smelling the street, laughing over coffee, and then our eyes meet. And as I left you at the airport, you took a piece of me. Now my heart's with you in Music City.
I would take you to the Ryman and the Bluebird Cafe. You could be here in hours, and I know you'd want to stay. So I'm praying and I'm begging that you'll make your way to me. My love's right here in Music City. On our wings, red, white,
love from me to you.
Play 3 chords and sing the truth.
A country song to plant our roots on these wings, red, white, and blue. Looking at clouds from the window of a plane, heading for Nashville, sipping champagne.
I'm waiting at the airport, 'cause you're coming home to me. And a life right here in Music City.
On our wings, red, white, and blue. Flight the love from me to you.
Play 3 chords and sing the truth.
A country song to plant our roots on these wings, red, white, and blue.
Well, you can be my southern boy.
You can be my English rose. Together we can build a home, blue skies and country roads. On our wings, red, white, and blue. Flies the love from me to you.
Play 3 chords and sing the truth.
A country song to plant our roots on these wings, red, white, and blue. On our wings, red, white, and blue. Now I'm walking through Nashville, holding your hand.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
That
One good
definitely
thing
was a brief, didn't it?
well, yeah. Embarrassingly so.
Hang on.
Two of the judges of the competition were Brett James and Kit Moore. So,
Oh,
so
really?
part of the deal was we got to meet them. So that was one good thing that came out of it. We got to meet
Yeah,
those guys.
that was really good fun, and the trip was just amazing, and you know, including when we turned up at the studio, and the first one we sort of sung in the studio to get ready was made in England, and they really didn't know what to make of that.
No, they're just staring sort of asking, oh,
Okay, fair enough. Oh dear.
Oh, that's a great song. Really great.
thank you.
Yeah, we do have
Play
some
it
more
more.
lovely comments down here as well. Andrew Cole has said the conversation and music is really great, appreciated, and he's posted some more links. So thanks for that, Andrew.
Oh, thank you, Andrew.
you.
Thank
That's
you.
wonderful.
And Linda, she's very complimentary.
Linda's
Great
awesome.
track.
Everybody.
Yes, thank
Oh,
you, Linda.
Linda.
Thank you.
Oh.
Right,
Over to you,
is
Sarah.
it our last one? The last
It
song.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
For this
I
one.
guess it
Comes
is.
around really
It's
quickly,
gone
doesn't
really
it?
quick
It
this
has.
week.
Yeah, 40 minutes. My goodness, it's gone really quickly.
Yeah.
I was in the garden last week, I think, and just listening to the news and think, and they keep saying we're not going to be able to take flights and stuff and do this and that, and I was just thinking, when am I going to go back to my favorite place? I just don't know, if it's going to be possible, like, because I've got a favorite place in the world, and I expect we all have the destination we love to go to, and I just started getting a bit upset that I wouldn't be able to go back there very soon, and it's just and also I got very close family there as well, so this ended up coming out of that last week, just really me missing a certain place. It's called If I Close My Eyes. If I close my eyes, I taste the morning. I conjure up the crowded subway breeze. Just a little longer, and I'm under. I float between the rhythms of the streets. Manhattan's found its way inside of me. Oh, inside of me.
If I close my eyes, a tear may fall down. It belongs here on the pavement where I stand. May that tear just settle there forever, a part of me connected to that ground. If you're looking for me, that's where I'll be found. If I close my eyes and drift away, I can feel you, I can feel you. One day I'll cross the ocean again, and you'll see it in my face. I'm in my place. I think I left my heart there in that city. Just the slightest token, I just overflow. If I ever get to say how much I missed you, don't think I could leave again and let you go. Somehow you always feel like home. If I close my eyes and drift away, I can feel you, I can feel you. One day I'll cross the ocean again, and you'll see it in my face. I'm in my place. Oh, yeah. If I close my eyes and drift away, I can feel you, I can feel you. One day I'll cross the ocean again, and you'll see it in my face. You'll see it in my face. I'm in my place. I'm in my place. I'm in my place.
Oh, wow.
That's
I love that little chord change as well.
Thank you.
Middle eight, it was great. It was lovely. Beautiful.
Middle eight. I don't think I've got middle eight in there yet. A little instrumental bit's supposed
Yeah.
to be, yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it needs a middle. I struggle with middle eights. I'm like, sometimes it can ruin a song, a middle eight, and like it ruins the feel of a song. If you like, it takes you out of the mood. So I like,
Yeah.
not a big fan of middle eights, but
We sometimes
sometimes
do.
think,
Note
oh,
to
it just needs a
self.
bit more.
Don't
No,
put middle
we've-
eights on any instrumental. Okay. Noted.
Sometimes I will go the extra mile and just put a middle eight in there.
It's a funny choice, isn't it? And sometimes you feel like you know. Sometimes you record the first verse, you look down at the clock, and it's like 2 minutes 25. You're thinking, need a middle eight and a solo, and I'm done. But you know, I think we're all guilty of it. And in truth, it should just be what it's supposed to be. You know.
Yeah.
And we've shortened songs. Born for the Road, which is off our last EP, had 3 verses, and it makes it quite a long song on the EP. And live we only do 2. And then we've got other things where we put middle eights in that we've fought with for a long time. That Wings of Red, White and Blue never had a middle eight when we first sent it in.
No.
Oh, didn't it?
No.
Not sure we should have bothered with it either.
Well,
No, I liked it actually. I liked that middle eight. It was a good one.
well, thank you. It was one of those. It had to be. It's a bit like Eurovision. It had to be under 3 minutes.
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Just 'cause I didn't want to sit through hours and hours of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
7-minute epic, you know, odysseys and whatever. But yeah, so I've got a middle eight just for the sort of make it, you know, into more of a full single. But I've got to say, Sarah, I was as you were introducing that song, I thought
Yeah.
I was trying to guess where the place was going to
I didn't
be.
guess right at all.
I got it
didn't
on
you?
line 2 or 3.
Well, yeah,
I think.
once you started, since you mentioned the subway, I was
Yeah.
there. but before that, I wasn't right.
I've been very fortunate to spend quite a lot of time in New York, and I have family just south of there in southern New Jersey.
And they're
too.
watching right now.
And they are watching, to Rachel and to Sue. And I completely get it.
I know. It's just, I don't know, just feels, as soon as you arrive there, okay, I'm at home now. Just feels like
It's
perfect place.
Well, someone said to me years ago, New York is one of the few cities that makes you feel like every day is your birthday.
Yeah.
And I
Get
thought
that
that's
too.
Yeah, it's about the best description. And it was the fact I first went there when I was 14 years of age, and we came on the train into Penn Station, and you didn't really see the city, and then you came up into the city, and it was like, yeah, that's exactly what I expected.
Yeah.
You know, there was steam coming out of the grates, and there was yellow taxis, and just exactly as you expected it to be.
Oh no, it's just I'm like, I want to go back.
Somewhere
Hopefully
I've never
it won't be
been.
too long.
Never been. But I
Haven't
don't
you?
get to travel really outside of the UK. I don't really go and do holidays a great deal. I might sort of take a little bit time out and spend 3-4 days in hostels or something. The best thing I did was a few years ago was literally that. I knew I had some time. It was in between the shows, and I was down south in Crawley, and I had a few days between somewhere else down south. So I thought, well, do you know what? I'm just going to go backpacking and hustling, and went down to where did I go to? It was I'm trying to think what it was called. It was It'll Come to Me. It was where King Arthur was and all that sort of thing.
Oh, Battle.
Hastings?
Yeah, like
No,
there's a
it
place
wasn't
called
Hastings.
Battle.
The Battle
No?
of Hastings,
Oh,
no.
Cornwall.
Yeah, Cornwall. It was at Cornwall, but there was a particular place, and it was out on the ridge of looking out on
Westward
the ocean.
Ho.
Oh, no,
I could just keep naming Cornish places.
You're our Southwest expert, Sarah.
I'll post a link to it on the Singing Stories. That seems the thing to do, and it was beautiful. I just think we've got so many incredible places.
Tintagel. That's where King
Tintagel,
Arthur.
yes,
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
yes,
go.
yes, yes.
Thank you. You put us out of our misery. Tintagel, the youth hostel there. It was about £12 a night, and it was
Really?
it was amazing. Looking over the sea, and there was a little fire pit and
Oh, wow.
marshmallows, and I was drinking wine and just talking to random people. But because we have so many amazing places in the UK, I don't really holiday.
We do. You're quite right there. We do have a lot of amazing places. I'd love to go to
I would
Scotland
like to
one
go.
day, but it does. I've got a draw to New York. I just feel like it's drawing me, and I think that's the only way I can describe it. Sort of, I haven't got a major desire to go anywhere else really. I mean, I'd like to go traveling in Europe, but I just feel physically drawn to New York. It's a strange feeling.
I think the US particularly, I've with family and with work, I've been very, very fortunate in my life to have traveled a lot of places, and most of the places I can tell you, had it not been for basically being sent there for work assignments, I would have not have gone to places like India, which is just absolutely wonderful, and New Zealand and places like that. But spent a lot of time around America, and you can kind of see why 48 countries all in one. They are, apart from the common language, they all are basically quite different. And again, there is nowhere like New York anywhere in the world.
No, quite right there.
Well, I guess that about wraps us up, doesn't it? Yeah.
Who's going to pick a theme for next week? Anybody?
Oh, I think Victoria should do
I
it.
knew you were going to say
Yeah.
that. I just knew it. I'm sitting here quietly, minding my own business.
Quite.
She's
She'll do some work.
Can't get away with it.
being nice and polite.
You like talking, so I just leave you to it.
Oh, yeah, one too much.
Okay, all right, I'll come up with a theme.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
we'll
we
make
should-
it a surprise for next week.
Yeah.
If anyone's got any
Okay.
suggestions, just message
Yeah.
us.
Can we not leave it too late before we surprise each other? Because I know.
Yeah.
That's a
This
good
is
idea.
Yes,
Yeah.
I should work on this overnight, and then we've got a week to plan.
And a huge thank you to Danny DC
Yes,
Brown
thank you.
for
Oh, yeah,
putting this
thank
on
Put the words
again.
out of my mouth. Thank you, Danny.
Absolutely wonderful. And thank you for everybody that's been watching. You can find us all on Facebook and various other places. And hopefully we'd love to see you all again this same time, same place next week.
Yes, we'll be here.
Definitely. See you then.
Have a good Sunday, guys. Bye.
All right.
Come and sing with me, by the heart that I wear on my sleeve.
hand to dance hard to beat. Whoa, she learned it on the hard way. Yeah, she never tell. I'm gonna be there in the middle of she had today.
Come and sing with me about the heart that I wear on my sleeve.
To break a hand to dance hard to beat. Whoa, she learned it on the hard way. Yeah, she never tell. I'm gonna be there in the middle of she had today.
Come and sing with me about the heart that I wear on my sleeve.
To break a hand to dance hard to beat. Whoa, she learned it on the hard way. Yeah, she never tell.